As the Anews team, we are in Damascus, in the capital of Syria. We are at 11 kilometers away from Damascus, and in the northeast area in this city. And this area shows that this has been a target for the Assad regime. This is the entrance of the city. There is a road at this side, and where we are is exits, and the other side is the entrance. As you enter, this city is like this now, in debris. You can see all the buildings in terrible conditions. The civil war has begun in 2011, and their regime, the Assad regime, the people who first rioted against it, this Harasta has been one of the first to riot against Assad. And they have basically landed bombs on this city, on the people, and also they used chemical weapons. Not only that, they have entered the city with the tanks, and they have used cannons, they have used planes and heavy rifles. And with those efforts, they have destroyed the city. And all around us, there are debris and buildings in terrible conditions. And as you can see, at the same time, the life is ongoing. The life is still continuing, as you can see. And the people in the new Syria and in the free Syria, they will be looking into the future. As you can see, this is the victory, and these are the gestures of victory and freedom. So we are among the debris now, and we will be showing you the innocent children of Syria. With my cameraman Ahmet, I would like to ask them to point the camera towards a young person. They are trying to go to school all the while this thing is happening. So the weight on his shoulders, maybe it is even harder than himself. And among the debris, they are next to the debris. As far as we can tell, they have left the school and he is going towards his home. Despite everything, he is still smiling. The people of innocent Syria are still smiling, hundreds of thousands of them. And the murderer, Assad, has left a debris behind it. These have been the marks that have been left. And the cities have been turned into debris and terrible conditions. And despite that, not only was it the buildings that have been left rotted, also the humans have been rotting as well. There is no electricity, there is no water, and at the same time, there is no ether and GSM landlines. They do not work here. And the citizens have asked us to bring voice to that about electricity and water, because they need electricity and water as well as internet and GSM landlines. We would like to extend their voices once again. But we have said the murderer Bashar al-Assad has been conducting their oppression here, and they left the city in more than half of it in debris. The buildings in terrible conditions, they are standing upright still, and some of them are in debris. We are in Karasta, we would like to say it once again. This is in 11 kilometers distance to Damascus, the capital of Syria. This is very important. As you can see, Ahmet is showing a street now. Unfortunately, all across the city, the situation is like this, but the life is still ongoing, and we can see an uncle here with a bicycle, and they are making their way between these debris. And right next to those buildings, we have found ourselves in that, and the uncle there is basically going to his house probably. We are at the entrance of the city, but unfortunately, wherever we face, also the cameraman Ahmet is showing you around. I am looking all at the same time, but unfortunately, the scenery is the same. Let's look in the distance now. We will be going to the other side of the road. And all around us, there are buildings in terrible conditions, unfortunately. These have been hurting our hearts, and this is just the entrance of Harasta. And the city is, we are at the entrance of the city. As we said, with the civil war of Syria, the regime of Assad, this has been the city to resist against that regime. They have been doing protests against the opposition, but the Assad regime has basically used weapons, tanks, and planes. Not only that, they also used chemical gas in order to suppress these people. There was a building here that got destroyed. We can see the debris. At the other side, there is a building standing half upright. We can show you to the left side as well. And one after another, right next to each other, we are talking about these buildings in the city of Harasta. And also the beaches. And also the Assad regime has also hurt the sacred areas of our lives. And right next to the buildings there is a mosque and also shrapnels. They have basically hurt the building even further, and this is no longer an area to pray. And the murderer Assad has brought this country into this situation, and even after that they escaped, and this life has been left to rot. Of course, let's wrap it up. Ahmet has showed us there are children there as well. We say it all the time, they are the innocent children, they are not sinful. They do not know anything, and even despite the broken buildings, they are trying to pass time, and they are trying to find things to make themselves happy, and they are playing with the ball, and they are among the debris. We have been broadcasting from Harasta, and this is the city that Assad has made a debris of. And this is in a distance of 11 kilometers to the capital, Damascus. And after this time, in the new Syria, the people will be looking into their future with trust and security.